Hello, my name is Ann Honius, and I'm the superintendent of Chattahoochee River National Recreation Area located in Metro Atlanta, Georgia. Today, I want to provide you some information on our development of a site management plan for the Orrs Ferry unit in the park. So the National Park Service is seeking your input to guide the development of the site management plan for Orrs Ferry within Chattahoochee River National Recreation Area. We are in the early stages and we need your feedback on a vision for the future. To provide this information and learn more information, please go to the website parkplanning.nps.gov/Orrs Ferry Site Management Plan, all one word. This presentation will provide project information, a vision for the future, planning process, and your critical role. So the park purpose for Chattahoochee River National Recreation Area is to preserve and protect the natural and cultural resources of the 48-mile Chattahoochee River corridor from Buford Dam to Peachtree Creek for the benefit and enjoyment of present and future generations. This screen shows a photo of the Chattahoochee River and one of the riverbanks. The project area is shown on this map. It is in the northern portion of the park below Highway 20 on the east and west sides of the Chattahoochee River. So our planning efforts build upon previous planning efforts for Orrs Ferry. In 2009, our Park General Management Plan established zones for use and protection of park areas. In 2022, the Trail Management Plan provided guidance for improving trail conditions and enhancing connectivity. Implemented within that plan were signage updates and visitor education, angling access, stream bank protection, and greenway collaboration with the city of Sugar Hill. In the future, we are looking at wayfinding enhancements, a new trail system and trail restoration, collaborative safety efforts with many of our park partners. The photo here shows our many volunteers that worked on the restoration of Crayfish Creek. So we have a purpose and a need for this plan to share with you. The purpose is the hope of providing long-term guidance for public access, operations, and resource protection within the Orrs Ferry unit. The need is to develop management direction for the newly acquired lands within Orrs Ferry, infrastructure improvements and reductions, improve infrastructure sustainability, and protect sensitive and ecological and cultural resources. And this photo is an area within the Orrs Ferry unit showing off trail with the forest and the natural resources. So a vision for the future. This whole area has features of interest labeled interpretive panels added, removal of outdated and unused structures, natural surface trails and additional river access, accessible trails and features, and our desired conditions. The desired conditions are statements of aspiration that describe resource conditions, visitor experiences, and opportunities, and facilities and services that the NPS strives to achieve and maintain in a particular area. This is a guide for helping us answer, what are we trying to achieve? And this is a nice creek that is reflected in the photo that's also within Orrs Ferry. The desired conditions for Orrs Ferry include tranquil landscapes along the river and Crayfish Creek, north to south transition, which will be a gradual shift from busy access routes to serene forested environments. In the east section of Orrs Ferry will be quiet and nature focused, while the west portion of Orrs Ferry will be more social and scenic with accessible opportunities. And there will also be facilities to balance recreation with resource protection and education. How would you describe Orrs Ferry? We're interested in your comments and your thoughts. So we have broken up the Orrs Ferry unit into 3 tracks for the areas and desired conditions that we hope to achieve. Tract 1 is located on the northwest corner of the unit, and it is a transition zone. It will contain some NPS administration, opportunities for picnic, river access, and accessible trails. Tract 2 is on the opposite side of the river on the northeast section of the unit, and it will contain a welcoming entry point and focus on trail access, education, and fishing. For Tract 3, we cross back over the river onto the east side for environmental recovery, pastoral and serene conditions, and an accessible opportunity. Tract 4 is again on the east side of the river and will be natural and quiet and provide solitude for park visitors and with limited interpretation. So this is a photo of the east side showing the natural forest, and that side will include minimal development. We will replace the existing house with a new gathering area for interpretive programming. Trails will connect to the City of Sugar Hill trail system, and there will be a bridge over Crayfish Creek. This is a map that shows the before and after of the east side portion of Orrs Ferry unit. Prior to any development, the site contains a house, a barn, and a parking lot that is owned by Georgia Department of Transportation. There are no official trails, and Crayfish Creek crosses the area. The proposed site plan diagram shows that along with GDOT parking, there will be potentially a proposed trail for the first time that will cross Crayfish Creek and go further into the unit. And the location of the house will be turned into a gathering area for interpretive programs. It is minimal development and focused on meeting our desired conditions. On the west side, we are looking to balance visitor access with resource protection and accessibility, developing a new parking area with visitor services, new pavilion for gathering, new trails, 2 points of interest, a restoration of a meadow, and to repurpose the existing fish shack for interpretive programming. The photo here shows the site as it exists today. So these maps show the before and after for the west side of Orrs Ferry site management plan. On the site currently, there are several structures. The only ones that we are proposing to maintain are the metal shop for NPS administration and the fish cleaning shack for the interpretive programs. And all others would be demolished. If you look at the proposed site plan diagram, you can see the existing structures, and then there's also along Ruth Lane, the development of a parking area that has 43 parking spots and 2 accessible parks and areas for 3 buses. The trails that enter from that parking area and go to the fish shack for orientation around a meadow and towards the river would all be accessible, and the trail would continue down to James Creek and then route back to the parking area. One of our goals is to provide accessibility and an opportunity for people to enjoy and be introduced to the natural environment. Next is our planning process. As you can see from these project phases, we're currently in phase 1, where we are looking at the foundation and exploring solutions. We have established the purpose and need for our project, explored desired conditions, drafted initial management concepts, and now we are engaging you, our stakeholders, and the public to provide us feedback on the preliminary plan and initial management concepts. The second phase of our process is a decision-making process where we base it on the public input that has been provided, and we develop a draft site management plan and an environmental assessment. That will then be re-released to the public and our stakeholders for the review of the draft plan and an opportunity to comment once again. Phase 3 is implementation of the plan. We complete consultation and compliance, finalize the plan, and then implement our management strategies as outlined in the plan. You have a critical role in this plan, and we would like you to learn more about the plan and the opportunities for providing input. So you can locate the project information on the park planning website, which is called Pepsi, at parkplanning.nps.gov/Orrs Ferry Site Management Plan. There is also a story map, and you may attend the public meeting. We invite anyone to attend. That's going to be held on Thursday, April 24th from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. It's located in Sugar Hill, Georgia, at the 39th Street Station at 5009 West Broad Street. After you review materials, attend the public meeting, or just listen to this presentation, we would love to hear from you. Please provide comments at the planning homepage that was listed earlier and is shown on the screen. If you have any questions about the project, please email chat@superintendent@nps.gov. We do encourage everyone to use the planning homepage to submit comments and not the email. So we have several questions that we'd like to think about while you are responding and submitting comments on the site management plan for Orrs Ferry. What do you think of the plan's purpose and need? Are there any other issues we should address in the plan? Or are there any other opportunities we should be sure to take advantage of? What are the features of the Orrs Ferry unit that you value most? What activities or experiences are most important to you when visiting Orrs Ferry? And how could these be enhanced? What facilities do you feel are essential for a visit to Orrs Ferry? And what improvements would you make to Orrs Ferry to make it more accessible? And finally, what are your thoughts on the proposed vision and strategy for Orrs Ferry? What other management practices or strategies should we consider? Thank you. I'd like to thank you for your time, your interest in this project, and please encourage you to provide comments.